So this is an airless sprayer. And what that means is there's no air. What it actually does is sucks up the paint through the suction fed. So what it's actually doing is it's pulling the paint up and then pushing it down with a piston. So you can imagine if you like filled a bike pump up with paint and then you squirted it out. So what actually is happening is it's pushing the paint down the hose and then which is atomizing at the tip. So there's many names for this pipe here. I like to call it the dump valve. But basically, if nothing is coming out of this end, then your ball bearings are stuck. And there's something you don't want to keep running. So if you're running a machine and constantly running it and nothing's coming out there, you're gonna burn the pump out very quickly. So I would say, give it 10, 15 seconds. If nothing is coming out, then your ball bearings are stuck. So the first thing you can do is you can get a little rubber mallet or a hammer and just tap it on the front of the piston here to try and release the ball bearing. And I say 9 times out of 10, the paint will start coming through and then you'll see that circulation. If that's not happening, what you need to do is you need to take the wet end off. There's 2 ball bearings in this sprayer. There's one here and one here. So what we're going to do quickly is just demonstrate. So you lean the machine back like so. So we're going to take the suction fed pipe off first. Okay. So inside this sprayer is a ball, and it's very hard to see on the camera, but inside there is a ball bearing. If it's not priming, it's one of the balls. It's nothing else, it's one of the balls, right? So you would give the ball a little tap like that until you feel it go loose, right? And I can feel that ball bearing is now loose in there, right? We need to take off the second part of the wet end. So this is obviously done with a spanner. Okay. So we unscrew this part. So inside there is the first ball bearing that we seen a minute ago. And this all comes apart as well. So you can take this bit out and give the ball a good clean and then put it all back together again. But that we know that ball bearing is free because we've already established that by the sound of the ball and it's loose. If it wasn't that one, then it must be this one. So if you look inside the sprayer, you'll see there's another ball bearing in there. And by releasing that one, then you unblocked the problem. Now all you do is put it back together, is that you just screw back on your wet end. And this is something you want to do back up with your spanner. Okay, you take your suction fed pipe, push that back on, screw it back on, like so. And that is ready to spray.